How's it going, guys? My name is Matthew, and we are here to learn HTML. Now, there's a couple boring things you need to know first about HTML before we get started into the actual coding part of it. HTML is an acronym. It stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Basically just means this is the language you use to make web pages. So we're going to be making web pages in this series. We're not going to be putting them on the internet yet. We're just going to be getting the hang of writing HTML so that we can make a cool website to then put on the internet. And later on we'll get into JavaScript and CSS, which are two things that complement HTML while while making cool website. Okay, so in this course, to start out at least, we will be using a program called Notepad++. It is free. All you want to do is go to your browser and search for Notepad++ and download it right here. So once you have Notepad++ installed, pull it up. This is what we're going to be using for the entire start of the course. When we get into JavaScript, we will be using a better program, a better text editor for writing the code. These are called text editors. Notepad++ is a text editor. Notepad is a text editor. The one we'll be using later is Sublime Text. So if you want to go ahead and get that, that's okay, but to start off, we're going to be using Notepad++. One of the first things you want to do is make sure that you come up here to Language, go to H, and set it to HTML. What this is going to do is set up color coding in your program, in your lines, so that you can find functions easier, find each thing easier in the code. So, the very basics of HTML. First things first, every single thing in HTML is inside tags. And these tags look like this. So everything is inside brackets like this, angled brackets. And then to close the tag, and you'll see what I'm talking about a little later, you would do this every single time. This is how you open a tag right here, and this is how you close a tag. So the first tag we're going to write, and the most important one, is HTML. This is going to let the computer know that every single thing inside these two tags, remember they're called tags, is HTML, the language HTML. So you always do this every single time when you're writing HTML. You put these two tags in first so that you just get it out of the way, you don't have to worry about it. The next tag you're going to want to use is one called head. And I always open and close my tags when I first create them, just so I can get it out of the way. I can go in between them and write whatever code I know goes in between there. So the one below the head is going to be the body. And don't forget that / there to close it. So I'm just going over some of these basic tags real quick, and then we'll go into what they do in just a minute. Inside the head tag, you're going to want to put another tag. We can tab over a little bit just to keep this a little more organized, called title. And what this title tag is going to do, is title your web page up here in the top left corner where this says start. It's going to put whatever you want it to read there. So for instance, let's title this first web page. So we have a title now, right? And that's all we're going to put in the head tag for now. When we get into a little bit later into the series, we'll add stuff to the head tag, but not just yet. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves too much. So we'll jump back down here to the body tag, right? And one of the very first things you want to learn in the body tag is the paragraph tag. And all this is a P, right? The paragraph tag. What this is going to do is you can just write whatever you want to write in here, and it's going to show up on the screen. So, for example, we can write this is my first web page, because it is. Now, what I want to do, just so you can visualize this a bit more and see what this very basic code is actually doing, is I want to go ahead and save it and run it to show you guys what you've already created. Now that we have it saved as HTML, episode1.html, remember this .html is what's going to tell the computer that this is a web page. We can come up here to this Run tab up at the top of our Notepad++, and we can launch in any browser that we want to launch in, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Chrome, Safari, anything you want to launch in. I'm going to go ahead and launch in Chrome so we can see what this web page is doing. Let's full screen this. Okay, so here you go. This is our title we put in, first web page, and what I like to do is snap my screens to the sides here. We can see the title here is right here in the browser tab, right? First web page, and then your paragraph is here in the code. So what we can do next, and I recommend also that you, if you're continuously working on a website and you want to see the progress as you go, and it's very basic, you can keep your code over here and keep the web page pulled up over here, and every time you save this, you can just Control S or Command S, I think, for Macs. You can refresh this page and it will bring up what you just put in. So let's say if you wanted to say ask how am I doing on my new web page, let's save that, come over here, refresh, and it brings it up. How am I doing? Just a quick easy tip that I like to do. Cool, so now once we have these tags, we can add a couple more tags that are going to customize our web page a little bit more. First one we're going to add is a header tag. Now these header tags come in different sizes. So the size that we're just going to use right now is H1. The different sizes are going to be like H2, H3, and so on. Remember to close that. So what this is going to do, we'll see in a second, but it's going to create kind of a title on the web page. So it's not the title in the browser tab, but it's a title on the actual page. So we can say the same thing, first web page, right? And if we save this, we can come refresh this, and we see there's the header right there. That's the title for our web page. Now, just to show you, we can add a header 3 just to show you what the size difference is kind of like. So there's the header 3, you see. So you can use the different numbers to customize the size of the header, right? You can just keep writing until your fingers fall off. And it'll just put in everything that you want it to put in. But what if you want to do like a poem or something that needs breaks in the lines? It needs to go to a new line, song lyrics or whatever. Or if you just want to make a smaller paragraph, there's a tag for that. The tag to put a break in and to go to a new line is BR. Now BR is one of those these tags that it doesn't need a closing tag. So you do not do this. You do not close the tag with that /BR. All you do is put in the BR, and I like to press enter and go to a new line in my code if ever I do a BR. So what this will do is on your web page, it'll create a new line. So let's view that now. Right? So we'll just put in some random stuff and refresh our page, and look, it broke off right there. Now, web pages will naturally break off if you don't put this and you just keep writing words and words and words and words and words, and you save that and refresh this. It will break wherever the web page runs out of room. But this is just to keep it a little more customized. Right? So guys, that's going to be the end of episode 1 for this Learn HTML series. If you liked it, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button, and I'll see you in the next one.